Hey there, how there, holders. Jeff Cutter Diamond welcome you to yet another Cutter Top 10 NBA video. And today we're going to look at the top 10 NBA worst free agents of all time. We talked about the NBA with the best free agent signings. Now we got to go with the worst. And a lot of teams were trying to sign players that, seemed okay, but then turned out to be fool's gold, if you will. So we are going to start it off with number 10, Chandler Parsons to the Memphis Grizzlies 2016. Chandler Parsons was decent. I say he's from Florida, but I'm probably wrong. But Chandler Parsons was a good player and all that for Houston among other teams. And Memphis trying to get going in the highly competitive Western Conference decided, you know what, we can give you 4 years, $94 million. That's $23 million a year. That's a lot of money. Unfortunately, recurring injuries kept him sidelines. He couldn't contribute to the Grizzlies, and they didn't put up good numbers. Number 9 is C-Webb, going to the Sixers in 2005. Chris Webber's career was just basically big. In college, he played for the Fab Five in Michigan. Those were the 5 freshmen who shocked everyone by getting Michigan to the finals against Duke. Alongside Juwan Howard, Chris Webber. Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose, Jimmy King, and Ray Jackson. So anyway, the way he was, and he left college after that 93 national title game against North Carolina, which he called an illegal timeout. Orlando drafted him first overall, but then traded him to Golden State for Golden State's first round pick, which was Penny Hardaway. It worked out in a sense. Both teams did well. Webber then went to Washington, then to not Golden State, but to Sacramento, and then Philly said we must have this guy, so they signed him in 2005. But it was burdensome. He would have injuries, declining performance, a buyout, and then, worst of all, near the end of that contract was the time when we learned about Michigan being influenced by a booster by the name Ed Martin, who was boostering up, trying to buy Chris Webber. All that. To play at Michigan, but yeah, that's what happened. Number 8 is one of the first Orlando players that I put on this list, and that's Grant Hill of Orlando. So Grant Hill had a great career at Duke. He even played against Chris Webber in that 92 final. But yeah, Grant Hill did his job. And then in 1994, he decided to, he went the college route. He went to be drafted, and Detroit drafted him. He was co-rookie of the year with Jason Kidd, and Grant Hill was pretty good and all that. So he would have his time with Detroit, and then Orlando just had to have him. And Grant Hill thought he could do well in Orlando, but unfortunately for him, he just floundered. That's not the worst Orlando free agent sign of all time, just to let you know. Number 7 is Tim Mozgov of the Lakers in 2016. Mozgov was a powerful center coming over from, can't remember, I would say Turkey or even Serbia, but probably I'm wrong. Mozgov played for Cleveland, was a big player in the Cleveland 2016 title, alongside Kyrie Irving, LeBron, and a few other players, like J.R. Smith. The Lakers just had to have him, so they signed him for 4 years, $64 million with the championship pedigree, $16 million a year. And Mozgov tried. And unfortunately, though, he only lasted 1 season with the Lakers and got traded, so that didn't work out so well. Number 6 is Luol Deng of the Lakers, 2016. So Deng was a member of the University of Duke, and then Chicago just had to have him second overall, I think. Yeah. So he went second overall. And then, he was first for the Bulls, and I think the Sixers later on. But yeah, Lil Dang did his job. And then the Lakers, again at this move in 2016, decided to give him a 4-year, $64 million deal, $16 million a year. And his performance never matched his contract. No, 4 years, $72 million. Fell out of the rotation and was waived. So practically the Lakers had to get rid of him and Mozgov. Number 5 is Patrick Ewing to the Orlando Magic. Patrick Ewing in 1985 was a great player and all that. Very dominant at Georgetown in college basketball. He went to 3 finals as a member of the Hoyas, but only winning 1 in 1984. So, yeah, Patrick Ewing stayed in 1985 because he wanted to help. His mother wanted him to go to college. So, anyway, he did just that. He went to college. And he did quite well for himself. So then he was picked number 1 overall by the New York Knicks in the first NBA draft lottery, and he helped New York produce, getting to the final in 94, a few other close calls. Oh yeah, he got to the final in 99 with them, but he was injured. Orlando skipped through the whole injury thing and decided to sign him as is, because they needed a center after Shaq left. But the joke was on them. Patrick Ewing just had nothing left in the tank. Number 4 is Joakim Noah of the Knicks in 2016. Man, 2016 was just a bad year for free agency. Joakim Noah came from the University of Florida, back-to-back national championships. His father, Yannick Noah, was a French tennis icon. And then, Joakim came to the Bulls and did quite well. So much so that the Knicks decided to give him a deal in 2016, 4 years, $72 million, marred by injuries and poor play. So he just couldn't do the job with the Knicks, and they had to release him. Speaking of the Chicago Bulls, that's who number 3 would be. Ben Wallace of the Bulls, 2006. So Ben Wallace came from Virginia Commonwealth. Or Virginia Union, I can't remember. But anyway, Ben Wallace would be given a 4-year, $60 million deal by the Bulls. Well, he was undrafted. He went to Detroit. He became a defensive specialist, and everyone called him one of the best undrafted players in NBA history. So he won a title with the Pistons in 2004, almost its own 2005. It was such a big move that the Bulls decided to pick him up in 2006 and gave him 4 years, $60 million. He had declining skills. He was faltering. He was on the cover of NBA 2K5. But in the end, he just lost it. Number 2 is Jerome James of the New York Knicks, 2005. Jerome James was given a 5-year, $30 million deal by the Knicks. He had a playoff breakout. I can't remember who it was with. I would say Cleveland, but that can't be right. So anyway, Jerome James tried to do his job. All that. But the Knicks gave him $6 million a year. But he would be played sparingly, didn't contribute anything. It was a cautionary tale. And finally, number 1 was Allen Houston, New York Knicks, 2001. It was actually a restructuring deal and all that. Because Allen Houston came from the University of Tennessee. He was there for the Knicks in the mid-90s, trying to rebuild themselves after making the 94 final. I think he was part of that team, wasn't he? So yeah, Allen Houston did his job. And then the Knicks figured they might as well give him money because remember, in 1999, against the 1 seed Miami Heat, he hit the winning jumper to eliminate the Heat and send the Knicks to the second round. Subsequently, they went to the finals. So they gave him a 6-year, $100 million deal. So that's $16 million a year. Unfortunately, injuries limited his output. The team couldn't build around him, and things looked very terrible. And all that. So, that was a bad free agent move by the Knicks. They re-up someone, and then they just can't pay him worth the dollars he really is worth. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do